Sehr verehrte Zuschauer, wir werden zum letzten Viertelfinale hier in Aarhus der Losarena zwischen Team Canada gegen Finland. Wir sind immer gemeinde Visp and Raron zum Leistungsbus Metzgerei zu Obstgruppe AG, Sikaba AG, Kurkengruppen AG, Kurkengruppen, alles ist Kantonalbank und Olympische Arena. Of course, we also welcome both national teams and their fans to the Rose Arena for the last quarterfinal between Team Canada and Team Finland. Referees for these games are first referee Steve Ribbon, second referee Sergio De Luca, and assisted by referee Martin Chetney, and the assistant referee Teams are playing the following lineup. Starting goalkeeper for Team Canada, number 1, Lantin Christian. Number 34, team goalkeeper number 2, Butler Adam. Number 3, Churchwell Dylan. Number 4, Poquart Jean-Philippe. Number 6, Nixon Tyler. Number 8, main man Trevor. Number 11, Maidino Justin. Number 13, Marcel Remy. Number 14, Davidson Tanish. Number 16, Lemosh Noah. Number 19, Anderson Josh. Number 21, Chad Andrew. Number 22, Rafzi Zafir. Number 23, Mayher Kagan. Number 24, Marshall Bill. Number 44, Burkett Wiley. Number 47, Holmes Jacob. Number 67, Granger Blake. Number 71, Byron Mitchell. Number 86, Mike Jarrett. Number 88, Eddie Connolly. Number 91, the London Josh. Number 94, Terry Jacob. And number 97, Christian. Coach of Team Canada is Matilda. Team Finland is playing a quarter lineup, starting goaltender with number 31, Kuza Villat. Second goalkeeper number 1, Lainatti. Number 4, Hakkinen Atte. Number 6, Lampialecci. Number 8, Caroline Henry. Number 11, Puka Mayanes. Number 12, Madeleine Hans. Number 13, Yetzalo Sami. Number 15, Henrik Antoine. Number 18, Carlos Mobo. Number 21, Clementine and Jesse. Number 29, Ivan and Nico. Number 39, Victor Rossi. Number 42, Pauline Adam. Number 44, Lincoln Cristo. Number 53, Victor and Aldo. Number 54, Victor and Lowry. Number 55, Marietta Tomasz. Number 77, Liedes Antti. Number 80, Ian Fuso. Number 87, Mark Moldoni. Number 92, Sirka Santu. Number 96, Romini.
Yes. I'm glad you did. I promise.
Coach of Team Finland is Antti Koskala.
Come on, it's not that strong.
Please enjoy this last quarter-final of Group 1A.
Come on, Black! Come on, Black! Come on, early and fucking on. Yep. Green.
Welcome back, ball hockey fans. Ready for the final quarterfinal matchup of the day. Canada wearing black, Finland in white. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Chris Pekanowicz. Gonna go ahead and apologize if my voice cracks. Been a long week, called a lot of games. Been a long day, called a lot of games. A lot of excitement in the last game, as you just saw, as Switzerland completed the comeback down 2-0 against Greece. Ended up winning that game 3-2, so they will play for a medal by qualifying for the semifinals for really the first time in the modern era here in the ISBHF World Ball Hockey Championships. First time since 2001. Hats off to the Swiss coaching staff. 2024 ISBHF Hall of Fame inductee Tibor Kapanik has that team playing just amazing. A very young team, second youngest team in the tournament after Great Britain. They are just doing fantastic things out there. Hey, credit to Greece. They played a heck of a game. They just didn't get the bounces. They had a couple opportunities to finish there. You know, shots went wide. Swiss did a good job, you know, clogging shooting lane, shots getting deflected. It's unfortunate for Greece. I know they put in a lot of hard work. You know, their Hall of Fame inductees for this year, in the builder category, John Contizis just did as usual, an outstanding job assembling that roster. It's unfortunate, again, like with, you know, some of the games I've said before, you know, in Canada, USA, and the women's today. It's unfortunate that somebody had to lose. But I'm happy for Switzerland on a personal note. They're the home team. You know, it's good to see the fans, give them something to cheer for. There was, you know, a couple thousand in attendance. It was definitely loud here as we get underway. A Canadian player loses their stick already. I will do my best to keep my voice going for you here. Again, I apologize if you hear it crack. I know it can be annoying for the fans at home, especially those back in Canada that are watching, as Carl Levaye gets the first shot on net, deflected up into the mesh netting. But getting back to Switzerland, hey, you know, you just got to tip your cap, man, right? You know, when you're a young team like that, a lot of times, and I think I said this early in the tournament as well, you know, you just don't really appreciate the magnitude, right, of the event. It's the World Championship playing for any home crowd, and you don't know what you don't know, so you just go out there and play hockey, right? And good things happen. You know, you try to win each shift, win each battle. They got down 2-0, could have hung their heads, but the coach kept them in it, and the leaders of the team stepped up, scored some big goals, and they'll be playing in the semifinals tomorrow. So this will be interesting to see. This is the last of our quarterfinals, so the winner of this obviously will advance to the semifinals. Right now we have the United States, Czech Republic, and Switzerland in the semifinals, and it will either be Canada or Finland. As Levaye sends it back to the point there, a long shot gets deflected back up again into the mesh netting. Been a heck of a week thus far here in beautiful Visp, Switzerland. And I just can't say enough great things that for the tournament organizing committee and the job they've done. Claudia Nesser, Sebastian Pico, you know, heads of the tournament organizing committee. Can't thank them enough for welcoming the ISBHF family, the teams, the families, the friends, the players, coaches, trainers, referees, everybody. They have just been fantastic here. So on behalf of everybody from the ISBHF, we want to extend them our absolute best wishes for just a job well done, and can't wait to see how this ends up finishing. We will have the women's final tomorrow. You saw earlier today, USA defeat Canada in overtime. And then the Czech Republic handled their business against the Slovakia team that unfortunately caught the injury bug this week. You know, they felt like they had a good roster and was just banged up as Canada now gets an opportunity to walk in all alone. Shot, rebound, score. Canada goes up 1-0 early. That was a quick bang, bang play. See who gets the goal in that. I think that was Lauren Sell. You can get your stats on stats.isbhf.com. Heck of a start there for Canada. Just a minute and 34 seconds into the game. They're already up 1-0. Now Finland's played well though. I mean, they took the Czech Republic to a shootout. Ended up almost tying the game against the United States. They lost that game 7-6. They were down 7-3, but you know, they never hung their heads. Just went out and tried to win each shift, ended up making it a heck of a game there at 7-6. So don't count Finland out, even though Canada just scored early. As Canada takes the ball along the far boards here. Centering attempt on net, waffled towards the near boards. Canada now gains possession in the Fin zone. Finland trying to poke check. Player loses the stick. Backhander on net is swallowed up by the Finnish netminder, number 31, Vilhart Kuosamo. In net for Canada is number 1, Christian Lanton, most valuable goaltender of the 2023 World Ball Hockey Championship Masters category. Last year in Buffalo, played a heck of a game in the gold medal. Canada ended up winning in a shootout against the United States. You can find a full replay of that on our YouTube channel. As Finland takes possession, but has a poke checked away by Canada. Brought up into the zone by the Finns. Trying to work the ball loose along the far boards there. Quick shot on net, stick to side easily by Lanton. Dumped back in by Finland, poke check by Canada. Finland loses the zone. Trying to regain it now, they do. Here's Karkainen, shot right into the glove of Lanton. He's going to hang on that for whistles. Looks like both teams are content to just get some fresh legs out there. And again, you can go to stats.isbhf.com for all your scoring needs here. They have credited the goal. I was correct there. It's number 13, Remy Laurentzel. Assisted by number 16, defenseman Noah Limos. Along with the captain, Justin Mailino, number 11. Played outstanding, right? He's the captain for a reason. They depend on him to help contribute. So just under 12 minutes remaining here in the first period. Final quarterfinal elimination game of the day. It's been a heck of a day of hockey here as Finland makes a nice good save there, seen the entire way by Vilhart Kuosamo. Finland now back behind the net. Canada on the forecheck. Jean-Philippe Mocan was trying to poke check that one away, otherwise known as the Ball Hockey Dude on Instagram. On a personal note, I do recommend you follow that account if you are a fan of ball hockey, especially a player who's learning how to compete at a high level. Jean-Philippe offers tips and tricks and very good training lessons about how to become just a better all-around player. One of the most important things for you young fans listening at home is when you practice, you got to practice the right way. You know, there is a saying, practice makes perfect, which is incorrect. Practice makes permanent. So the practice habits that you develop are what you end up bringing onto the floor. And that's one of the things that Jean-Philippe tries to emphasize on his Instagram channel, the Ball Hockey Dude. Back to the action here. Face off. To the left of Kuosamo. Neither team able really to gather it up. Finland picks it up. Over to the captain, Mailino. Has already got an assist on the day. Bodied off the play. Sent back behind Finland. Finland could tend to get some fresh legs out there as they wait for what I'm going to assume is a set play to develop. The Canada's not going to let them have it. They got 2 in deep on the forecheck now, and they win it. Shows you the importance of a good forecheck following your coach's system there. Jason Cormier has his team playing very well on the forecheck. Along the near boards, back to Mailino. Wrist shot on that was hoping for a deflection. I believe it went off of a foot to the near corner, rattled around by number 4, Jacob Kelly, picked up by number 14, Davidson. Davidson still wheeling and dealing in the zone. Long shot, blocked down in front by a Finnish player. And a hard shot by Trevor Mainman ends up into the mesh netting, so we'll get a face-off outside the zone. 10-11 remaining here in the final quarterfinal match of the day. As I mentioned, been an exciting day of hockey. Started off with the United States and Canada early this morning. U.S. winning 2-1 in overtime, dethroning the defending champion Canadians, and then the Czech Republic took care of business against Slovakia 4-1. After that, it was the United States taking care of business against Slovakia 7-3. Captain Johnny Ruiz won player of the game and just played an outstanding game. Long shot blocked by Finland. Easily the best game of the tournament that the United States has put together in terms of the total package. Saw the Czech Republic easily handle Haiti 8-0, and then just saw Switzerland come back down 2-0 against the Greeks to win it 3-2 in front of their home fans. An absolutely electric atmosphere. You could barely hear yourself think inside this building. Monza Arena. Finland sends it up into the neutral zone. Still wheeling and dealing, and they're forced to send it back as Canada gets wholesale line changes. A couple of Finnish forwards come out, fresh legs. Centering attempt onto the stick of Henrik Karkainen, carrying it up into the Canadian zone, dumps it in down deep. Lanton comes out to play that. A little bit surprised there as they had a couple of Canadian defensemen who could have handled that, but smart play. And then shot was going wide, but Lanton moved laterally and just patted that right to his defenseman. Picked up by number 23, Caden Maher. Maher still with it. Dropped off. Canada trying to wheel and deal, and they just drew a penalty there. Finland's going to be down a man here as the Canadian netminder heads to the bench. Obvious call there right in front of the referee. No argument, tripping on Finland. And Canada will send out the top power play unit. So you'll see Anderson out there with Levaille and Mocan, along with Laframboise and number 16, Noah Lemos. I see Alexi Lampi out there for Finland, along with Adam Volin. Ready to kill the penalty. Anderson ready for the draw, trying to get a clean win back here. One back by the Canadians. Over to Mocan. Pulls off of his stick, down low. Intercepted by Finland, and they're not able to clear the zone. Good keep by Lemos. Mocan fakes a shot over to Levaille. Levaille looking to pick a corner there. This guy's got one of the best wrist shots in the tournament, I gotta tell you. It's not only is it going 100 miles an hour off of his stick, but boy, is it accurate. This guy can pick corners. Levaille down low, centering over to Mocan. Mocan tries to pick a corner there, blocked by Finland. They'll get some line changes with 1:15 remaining on the man advantage. Canada gains the zone now. Good set of people out there. Mylino at the point. Walking in, shot. Good pad save there off the stick of number 47, Jacob Holmes. Back to Mylino. Centering attempt over to Holmes. Shot. Canada up 2-0. Power play goal. One-timer. Absolutely nothing Vilhart Kasamo could do. Jacob Holmes just unleashed an absolute blast. Smoked it by him. There's a reason the Canadians are the #1 seed, and I'll tell you, a lot of it has to do with that power play. Boy, they're just so lethal. They're so tough to stop. They move the ball so well. Take a look at the replay here. I mean, not only is that shot going $120, right, but it's picking, 2 inches inside the pipe there. There's just nothing a goaltender can do on that. Unfortunate for Finland, but hey, they've given every team a game here. You know, they're not going to quit. I'll tell you that. And as you've heard me say ad nauseum, 2-goal lead, right? Worst lead in sports. You don't expect the Canadians to sit on it with a trip to the semifinals and a guaranteed chance to play for some hardware at stake here. So Finland's going to have an uphill battle.
Assisted by number 94, Jacob Kelly, and assisted by number 11, Justin Maiolino.
So Holmes on the goal, assisted by number 94, Jacob Kelly, and the captain, Justin Maiolino, gets his second assist of the game. Points. Face off down deep to the right of Christian Lanton. Face off picked up by the Canadians. Anderson with it. Rolls off of a stick and then onto the stick of Team Canada as Jared White sent it in deep and then went off for a change. Back behind the net. Finland has Canada hemmed in behind the net. Like Granger trying to find space to work with there, but just can't find any. Sent in back deep by Canada. Granger there. Now picked up by Anderson. Finland takes possession through the neutral zone, trying to get some numbers in. Dump it down deep. Lamont, Shim, and Chase. And we're going to get a call here on Canada as the Finland netminder heads to the bench. So good opportunity for Finland here. Get this power play going. Opportunity to climb right back in this. See what the call is. Long shot. Handled by Lanton. Sticks it over to number 87, Christian Magnus. We'll see who the penalty on. Looks like it's Noah Lemos headed to the bench. Check the referee signal. And we are going to get the slash on Noah Lemos. The replay here. Oh, pretty sure every referee is going to call that a slash, and there was no argument from Lemos on the play. Big power play, obviously, here for Finland. One back by the Canadians. Backhanded out of the zone. Nice play by Cade Maher there. Gathered up by Laurie Vitanen. Vitanen looking for an opening. Dumps it in down deep. Giving chase is Victoria Vidakovsky. Vidakovsky hemmed in. Works some space there. Canadian player loses footing. Centering attempt blocked by Lanton. Good read on the play there. Ball still loose in front. Obviously, there's a stick down on the floor. I don't see a player without the stick, so I'm not sure whose stick that is. Canada's going to get some line changes. Referee tosses the stick off to the side, hopefully out of play. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here, and just about 1 minute left on the man advantage for Finland. Chipped up out of the zone by Canada, and I believe it hit a rafter. So the faceoff will come back into the neutral zone with 4:19 remaining. We're getting ready for the draw here. Long shot in, rattled around. Lanton unable to stop it. It's all the way back to the point now. Finland able to set up with 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Over to the point, picked up by Niemen. Down low to Piazzalo. Back to Piazzalo. Long shot wide. Henderson's going to try and turn around and fire that out, but he's bodied off the play. Battle down deep for Finland. Here's an opportunity for Piazzalo. Shot. Oh, good save by Lanton. Right down into the butterfly. Didn't give up a good rebound. Smart heads-up goaltending there. Chipped up by Canada as Lamage comes out of the box. Canada successfully kills the power play and maintain momentum in this game. So for the matchups tomorrow, if Canada wins, it would be at 3:30. The Czech Republic versus the United States. And then at 6 p.m. it would be Canada versus the Swiss. Canada, the #1 seed here. Pass, errant pass goes back into the corner. If Finland wins, they would be the lowest seed, so they would face Czech Republic. And then the United States would face the home team, Switzerland. And if that is in fact the result, then the Czechs would play the Finns at 3:30 and the United States would play Switzerland at 6 p.m. Face-off coming off just to the right of Lanton. A couple of good saves so far. Has not had many quality opportunity looks at the net so far. Picked up by Canada, batted back into the Canadian zone though by Finland. Intercepted in the neutral zone. Good reading on the play there by Volin. Volin carrying it, send it over to Piazzalo. Good pad save. Lanton. Centering attempt shot, oh, just goes wide. I think that was deflected there. Good defensive play by Josh Lafrembois. Goes up into the mesh netting. We'll have a face-off come back down deep to the right of Lanton. Looks like Finland's going to get some fresh bodies out there. Canada will keep the same people out. Jumps out through the neutral zone, intercepted, nice read by Lafrembois, down low, all alone, good save. Another shot save. Big saves there by Vilhart Kusamo. Keeping his head in the game despite being down 2-0. Shot goes off of a leg. Caroms out toward the red line, kept in by Canada, back down to Lafrembois. Blast, goes wide, picked up by Canada. So in terms of completing the schedule for tomorrow's action, the B pool semifinals will open the day. You'll have Great Britain playing Lebanon at 8 a.m. And then at 10:30, it'll be Italy versus Portugal. After that, you will have the women's bronze medal game. So that'll be Canada taking on Slovakia. Then you'll have the men's semifinals, which depending on the winner of this game, right, would be Canada versus Switzerland. There's a shot, is saved there by Kusamo. And U.S. versus Czech Republic, or shot, whoa, wrapped around by Levaye. Oh, what a stop! Trying to keep my voice from cracking again there, but boy, Kusamo. This guy's got his head in the game today, man. That's 4 big saves now in the last minute as we enter the last minute of play in the period. Over to Levaye, shot, stick to side, wrap around attempt goes nowhere. just so impressed with Levaye. His ability to just, you know, people talk about an NHL release, right? That's what you see when you see guys like Levaye shoot. You know, he's got the ball, and next thing you know, it's just gone off of his stick. And on that last effort, obviously, he was trying to pick the top right-hand corner. As Finland gets an opportunity here, shot, blocked. Good job there, sacrificing the body on Canada, the part of number 24, Bill Marshall. We enter the last 10 seconds of the first period here. Oh, intercepted by Canada through the neutral zone. They got to shoot here. Oh, fanned on the shot, and that'll do it. So, 10-minute break between periods. We'll be back for the start of the second. Canada up in front over Finland, 2-0.
Score after the first period of the World Men's quarterfinal between Team Canada and Team Finland is 2-0. Spielstand nach der ersten Drittel des World Men's Ballhockey Viertelfinale zwischen den Team Kanada und Team Finland.
Lass deinen Traum wahr werden. Wird zum Profi. ochsnerhockey.ch
Back here to the 2024 ISBHF World Ball Hockey Championships in beautiful Visp and Raron, Switzerland. High above the floor here in the Bird Box at Lanza Arena as Canada stands up 2-0 against Team Finland. Finland not out of this. I'll keep beating this horse until it's dead. 2-0 is just the worst lead in hockey. I do not expect Jason Cormier to be telling Canada to just sit on this. I fully expect Finland to give it everything they have, as does Canada. Right? Canada's a smart team. A lot of veterans on this roster. They're going to be looking to just put Finland away. So that they can punch their ticket here into the semifinals. So getting back to what I was talking about with the schedule earlier. Go back to my trusty executive secretary, Mr. David Torr of the ISBHF, who is without a doubt the most unsung hero in all of ball hockey. And if I sound biased when I say that, well, then I'm biased. But David does so much great work for us that just goes unnoticed. None of this tournaments, the promotions, all this stuff that you see would happen without David. He deserves all the credit in the world. So David has a potential schedule ready here. Basically, at 3:30, if Canada wins, it would be the Czech Republic and the United States in a rematch from the round robin, and then it would be Canada and Switzerland at 6 p.m. local Swiss time. However, if Finland wins, then at 3:30 it becomes the Czech Republic versus Finland, and then at 6 p.m. a rematch of the round robin game between the United States and Switzerland. So a lot to hang on here as JP Mocan breaks in all alone. Oh, good waffle save there. Well, I tell you, Kuosamo, man, I mean, they've gotten two behind him, but neither's been his fault. Guy's just been solid. He's been solid all tournament. Very large gentleman, moves well laterally. Long shot from Mocan. I mean, you see that there, right? I mean, he's set, ready to go down to the butterfly. Shot's not coming where he needs to make a butterfly save. Just moves laterally and waffles to the side. Shades of Antti-Niemen, if I can make an NHL analogy. As the ball is battled there by the man with probably the best wrist shot in the tournament, Carl Levaille, tries to make a fancy-dancy move there, go between the legs, but ended up getting stuffed by the aforementioned Vilhart Kuosamo. Watch here on the replay, Mocan over, and that shot went wide. Picked up by the Finns off the draw, trying to gain the zone. Canada, good job on the back check there. That captain, Justin Malino, showing why he's the captain, man. The guy just never stops running. That's any great hockey coach will tell you, that's 50% of the battle in this game, man. Just keep your feet moving. It really is. Just keep your feet moving. Finland now possession inside the Canadian zone. Center attempt. Trying to get a cycle going here. Expect them to drop it off back down low at some point. Of course, they make a fool out of me and take it right back to the point. And then try a shot in on net. Goes off of a stick, off the glass, back behind the net. Picked up by Canada. Holmes, scorer of the second Canadian goal on that vicious one-time power play. Now Finland back with possession in, trying to walk it out alone. Player gets tripped up. No screams from the Finnish bench, so good hockey there. Now there's screams from the Canadian bench as Captain Malino was elbowed down, but it's just good hockey, right? It's the quarterfinals. Let the players decide the game. The referees know that. As we get an offsides. 12:26 remaining here. The last quarterfinal of the day. Canada up 2-0. Looking to punch their ticket into the semifinals to face the hometown Swiss tomorrow at 6 p.m. If Finland can turn this around and upset Canada, they would face the Czech Republic, number 2 seed, and then the United States would face Finland, or pardon me, Switzerland. Canada has the ball now behind their blue line, dump it in down deep. The speedy Trevor Mainman out of British Columbia giving chase. He with the Tom Selleck-esque mustache. For all you Mainman fans back home, got to give credit where credit due, man. That's a hard mustache to grow out. But that guy is styling and profiling Ric Flair style. Dumped in deep in the finish zone. Number 77, Antti Liedis, goes back and is immediately bodied into the boards. Long shot on net, high above the glass. Picked back up by number 87, Tony Lampo, one of the better players on Finland. Called his name quite a bit. He's one of their leading scorers. Sent back over to Liedis. Intercepted there, the turnover. See, Finland can't afford to do that, right? We've talked about this. All the people at home that have been listening to me blather on all week, right? Mental mistakes. Got to limit those. You know, the deeper you get into the pool, as my good friend Chris Banks likes to say, the more magnified those mistakes become. You're already down 2-0 against Canada. You got to be crisper on your outlet passes. Now, I don't have a color commentator here to turn it over to offer actual color, so I have to play a dual role here. But, you know, Banks is right. By the time you get to this stage of the tournament, every mistake is magnified. It's just like the NHL playoffs, the NFL play, any playoffs, right? Turnovers kill you. They really do. And to the extent that you have control over them, minimize them. You hear every coach say that. Do not help the other team. Do not turn the ball over. As Canada gains his own, dumped it in. That's a high stick on Finland, and we're going to whistle here on the ball. Touched by Niemen. So we're going to face off here, I believe, down deep in the Finland zone, if my refereeing knowledge is correct. Nope, it's incorrect. We're going to go in the neutral zone. Getting back to tomorrow, we will have the B pool semifinals. So the first game will be Great Britain and Lebanon, opening the day's actions. Jam-packed day of 6 games like today. Great Britain and Lebanon, as that's swallowed up like Kuosamo. Second game there at 10:30, you'll have Italy and Portugal. As it looks like Canada's getting some line changes there. And then at 1 p.m. you will have the women's bronze medal game. That will be Slovakia taking on Canada, who was knocked off by the United States. Slovakia knocked off by the Czech Republic. Those two will be competing for the gold medal later in the day at 8:30. And in between the bronze and the gold medal game will be the men's A-Division semifinals. As I mentioned, right, Canada, Switzerland. If Canada wins, if not, it'll be the U.S., Switzerland, it'll be the Czech Republic, Finland. Over to the ball hockey dude, J.P. Mocan. Rattles it over to Levaye. Big gentleman. Very physically stout, tall. Just tough to muscle off the ball. Reminds me of Boris Orovec from Slovakia. Rattled up, picked up by Mocan. Long shot, well wide. Nixon fires it back in down deep. And Canada's going to get a couple of changes here as Finland takes possession. Game seems to have slowed down a bit. From up here in the bird box, it just seems like Canada is not running quite as hard as they were when it was 0-0 and 1-0. It's not to say that Finland is automatically going to put 2 in the back of the net, but as we saw with Finland against the Czech Republic, Finland was up 2-0, and they tried to sit on a 2-0 lead for the better part of 12 minutes. And their goalie, I'm telling you, he must have faced 50 shot opportunities. That guy was as gassed as a goalie could be. And the Czech Republic ended up tying it, and then they go on to win in overtime. And that game obviously had massive implications here for the seedings, right? So imagine if Finland would have won that. The United States would have had the #1 seed. So I'm sure the Finnish coaching staff now on the other end of being down 0-2 is saying, hey, Czech Republic did it to us. We can do it to Canada, right? Just Win your individual shift. Go out there, play as hard as you can, make good decisions, right? Don't help Canada. Don't turn the ball over. Some good things will happen. Your head coach, Jason Cormier, as the shot goes wide, appeared to be deflected by Finland. You know, you're telling Canada, listen, it's 2-0, right? We can't sit on this. Got to get more. Keep pouring it on. Let's put these guys away and put them away early. You know, I spoke with assistant coach Francois Chaloux before the game, you know, talked about their attitude, you know, coming into this game. You know, Canada has a lot of confidence, you know. They're the defending champs, right? So they have a certain amount of swagger as Lanton swallows up that wrist shot. Saw that the whole way. No traffic in front. A little bit of business being given to each player there. You know, but talking with Francois Chaloux, right? Canada's defending champs. They got a veteran roster here. A lot of players that understand the gravity of the situation. They know how to compete at this level, and they're ready to play. It's as simple as that. They're ready. They don't need any extra motivation. Nobody needs to give any speeches inside the Canada locker room. They understand what's at stake. They know how hard it is to win in these tournaments. I absolutely do not expect them to try and sit on a 2-0 lead here. As face-off comes off to the left of Lanton, one back by Finland, but we get a face-off violation called by the VAR referee. So we will redo the draw here. Neither team able to win this. Finally kicked into the corner there by Canada off the foot of number 24, Bill Marshall, one of the unsung heroes of Canada. Main man, look at the wheels on this guy. I'm telling you, if he's not the fastest player in the tournament, he's top 3 in my book. Just a, you know, a tall, lanky gentleman who just has a really proper stride when it comes to running. I don't know if this guy ran track in high school or college, or he's just a naturally gifted athlete, but boy, when he gets going, whew, not saying he's Usain Bolt, man, but you can see the difference here, especially up from the bird box. He's just moving at a different pace. As we hear Back in Black for the 14,798th time on the PA announcer. Just being a little snarky there, folks. It's late in the day. I know the PA announcer has as tough a job as Canada buries it just like that. They're up 3-0. Laframboise, turnaround shot. Just pick the spot. That's how dangerous they are. That's how quick it can happen. You know, seems like a harmless play. I'm sitting here babbling on, and boom, it's 3-0 Canada. 8:14 remaining in the second period. We'll take a look at that on the replay. That's the type of talent they have. You know, that's why, you know, Francois Chaloux, Jason Cormier, they're so confident in this squad. See the replay here, right? You don't expect them to turn around, and then boom, next thing you know, it's behind you. I mean, show me a goalie that can stop that at this level, right? So Sami Raji, number 22, gets the assist on the third goal there by Josh Laframboise. Long shot, waffled aside by Lanton. Picked back up by Finland, shot off the mask of Lanton. No stoppage of play there. Dumped in down deep. That's going to end up on net. Chipped up into the neutral zone. Picked up by Finland, trying to gain the Canada zone. Finland's just got to try and find an answer here in terms of getting sustained pressure. Every time they get into the Canadian zone, they're either bodied off the ball or their passes just end up getting clogged. As Nixon tries to walk it in. Shot, hits the side of the net, rebound, and we get a whistle here. As I believe Kuosama was able to cover that up. Can looking up at the Jumbotron here. Or as some people like to call it, the Ultra 4K High Definition Scoreboard. I'm old school, I like to call them the Jumbotron. There's that goal, that turnaround. What a great shot. Canada right now just in complete control of this game. Finland has no answer for Canada right now, none. Canada controlling the neutral zone. Anytime Finland gets what they think is attack zone time, you know, Canada just has an answer. They got bodies in the lane, sticks in the lane, not giving, you know, Lanton any problems. Right, here's an opportunity. Finland, right? Look, blocked by Holmes. Rebound effort, blocked. Ends up on the net, but it's a crease violation, even though Lanton was down. But I mean, it just goes to show you the type of players that Canada has, right? Not to keep pumping their tires, but you know, Holmes takes one off the thigh. He's obviously going to have a welt from that. You can see him wincing as he walks off. I've taken many of those shots. Believe me, they hurt like heck. But then hustles to get back and just get enough of a stick there to make the backhander weak. And Lanton makes a save on his backside. Picked up by Finland. Lietti's trying to get into the Canadian zone. Back to the point to Lietti's. Almost blew a tire there. A long shot from the point. Goes about 5 feet wide. Picked back up by Finland. Still being bodied off the ball by Canada. Now picked up by Finland. Vitoski has it. Trying to make something happen here. Back to the point. Could keep in there. Over to Lietti's. Long wrist shot. Again, look at the effort, right? There's Mocan. Slide. Right? Team's up 3-0. Guys sliding. Throwing his stick out there just to get a piece of it, as Mocan is limping right now. Finland with the ball. Mocan poke checks it away. And then does his absolute best to do a ballerina style pirouette away from danger as Lanton gets taken out by his own man. Ooh, I hope he's okay there. Boy, that looked dangerous. Lanton did not expect that. Shot goes about 5 feet wide. Lanton tries to smother the rebound. Rolled off of his stick. Canadian player blows a tire. That's Mocan. Guy's still out there. Mocan falls down, blows a tire. He's got to come off. He's got to be gassed. It's a lot of run-in shot. Easy pad save. Right down to the butterfly goes Lanton. And that's what Canada does, right? They just don't give you really quality looks at it. I mean, you could argue that's a quality look at the net, right? But, you know, Lanton has two bodies there in front of him. He knows the shot's coming between there. So the Finland player can't pick a corner. All he's got to do is stay square to the shooter. How do I know? How do you know that, Chris? Well, I'm a goalie myself. Not that I'm anywhere near the level of people like Christian Lanton, but when you have two defenders in front of you and you can see the shot coming off of the stick, it's just a routine read for the shot. It's just not a difficult save, especially for people like Christian Lanton. As the ball goes in back behind the Finnish net now, Canada with possession. Trying to make something happen here. Long shot, I believe hit a knee. Ends up along the near boards. Picked up by number 92, that is Sami Sarkala. Dumped into the Canadian zone as 71. Mitchell Byrne gave chase. Another guy with a set of wheels on him. Canada now looking to gain the zone. Dumped in deep by Lemos. Ends up getting poke checked away by the Finland player, who is holding his face right now. Sent into the Canadian zone. Good stick work there along the boards by both teams. Nice clean hockey. Back to the point. Finland trying to get something there. Down deep, was hoping for a deflection. Ended up getting stopped by the Finnish player. Shot on net by Lanton. Lanton lost the rebound. It's still loose. Canada able to get the clear. It's going to end up with a flooring call. It came off the stick of Juho Kangas, number 18. He was the one that stopped the original shot. I think Kangas was trying to get a deflection, but he just ended up stopping it. It's Lanton. Really the first misplay that he's had in the game here. Let's take a look at the replay. So there's the shot. I think Lanton thought it was under his pad. I mean, they're not going to stuff it in there. He has it completely locked down, but he couldn't track the ball there. And then you see the clear by Canada. So Canada obviously making some fresh leg changes out there. See Raji out there along with number 16 Noah Limoges. Trevor main man out. 24 Caden Maher. And I think number 91 Josh Laframbois. Face off, one to the side by the Canadians. Limoges behind the net. Picked back up by Limoges after he received it from his partner there. Canada in the zone. Shot. Good positional save there. Kusamo saw that the whole way. Came a step out. Cut down the angle. Picked up by main man. Trying to make something happen here. Main man showing that speed. Shot. Score. 4-0 Canada. I mean, there's just nothing Finland could do, right? I mean, main man's got wheels. He turned on the afterburners. He created separation. And just threw a perfect pass in front. Right? You can't stop that. Josh Laframbois gets the goal there. I believe that's his. That'll be his second. Assisted by main man. .322 left here. As the Finnish netminder takes his helmet off, try to recompose himself. Listen, it's just nothing he can do, right? It is what it is. That's just a great player making a great play. That's all that is. See here on the replay, main man gets a separation, easy tap in. The video review there, I'm not sure what the review is about, but the referees are discussing something as Laframbois celebrates with main man and that beautiful Tom Selleck-esque mustache. See here on the live stream the referee talking with the scorekeeper and one of the assistant referees. And we have a good goal. So it's 4-0 Canada, 3:22 left here in the second period. Well, Finland's got a mountain to climb here, folks. Got to call it what it is. I mean, they've had no answer for Canada up to this point. Not saying it'll take a miracle, but they're going to have to try something else here because what they have done thus far just simply has not worked. You know, Finland was a silver medalist in 2019. That was the last time Slovakia won the gold medal, the last of their 4 in a row. It's a great game. It's 4-3. You know, could have won either way. Finland, for all intents and purposes, had what I think they would be the first people to say was a disappointing 2022. Failed to make the medal round. So they had put in a lot of work. You know, we were keeping track of them on the ISBHF social media. I had, you know, reshared several of their posts. They had a lot of camps. You know, they felt like they had the right squad. You know, I talked with the coaching staff before the tournament. I talked with a couple of people from the Finnish Ball Hockey Association as Canada breaks in here as Magnus, dumping it in down low. You know, they felt like they have the right roster. You know, but winning at this level is just hard. Right? You have to get bounces, and a lot of times you have to make your own bounces. And I'll give Finland all the credit in the world. They have done everything that they have possibly could to make their own bounces, especially in that game against the Czech Republic. The only criticism I think any hockey fan can lay on Finland was the decision to try and sit back and protect the 2-goal lead. You know, you're up against the Czech Republic, right? I mean, let's call it what it is, right? Czech Republic is a ball hockey powerhouse. They are a perennial contender in every division. Shot high off the glass. So make a decision, you know, to try and basically say, well, for the rest of the third period, 12 minutes left, we're to just sit on this 2-0 lead. It backfired on them, and it happens, right? But they put it behind them. Shot deflected, good positional save there by Lanton. Canadian player takes the fall there. That was number 86, White. Now Finland back behind the net, trying to body Mokan off the ball, but Mokan just Such a smart player. Look at this guy, wheel and deal. Look at this, man. Now he's on a 2-on-1, the ball hockey dude. Shot, score, McCann. You know, listen, I know I did an interview with him yesterday at the top of the glacier. I recommend it to all the young hockey players out there. They follow his channel, the Ball Hockey Dude, on Instagram. He gives a lot of great tips and tricks. You know, he's a Team Canada player. But look at that play, right? Bodies the guy off the ball, runs the length of the rink, and then just top corner, right? What are you supposed to do? You tell me how you stop that. Look at it. Look at the replay. Right? Goes around one guy. Knows he has a 2-on-1. He could dump it off. He's like, nah, I'm just going to pick a corner here. And, you know, to the Finnish netminder, Kuosamo, to his credit, how many more steps is the guy supposed to take outside of the net, right? He's already 5 steps past the blue. And he just got beat by a great shot. And again, you know, Finland, I give them all the credit in the world, man. They're trying. They're just, Canada is loaded, this roster. For lack of a better word, the roster's loaded. Now, I know it's 5-0, and if things, you know, stay this way, Finland's going to be disappointed with their finish here. But when all is said and done, man, you know, they gave it their all. It wasn't for lack of effort. I can say that about Finland. You know, everybody wants to come home with some hardware and have a chance to compete in the medal round. But you got to get bounces. And to the extent that, you know, you get bounces, part of that is making your own bounces. And Finland did everything they could to try and make their own bounces, just didn't get them. And now they're running up against a powerhouse like Canada, the defending champs, you know. And in the immortal words of Ric Flair, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And if you want to be the man, you got to beat Canada. And right now, Canada just looks like they're not going to be beaten. Not saying they're going to walk away with the gold. Still a lot of hockey left to be played. Canada hangs on for the victory here as main man turns on the Jets, dumps it in, and Laframboise. They still got 2 games to go. Shot is smothered up by the Finnish netminder with 36 seconds left here. So, you know, for Canada, as I said earlier at the beginning of the broadcast, assuming they win this game, they're going to face Swiss. It's going to be a tough game, man. I'll tell you, Switzerland, second youngest team in the tournament, playing with unbelievable home court advantage here. The Swiss fans in attendance have just been nothing short of amazing, cheering this team on. You know, their coach was inducted into the Hall of Fame at center floor earlier in the tournament. I had the privilege and honor of doing that. You know, Tibor Kapanik, absolutely deserving. He's got them playing lights out. Switzerland's going to be a tough out, man. I expect that to just be a ferocious affair. I really do. I'm looking forward to it. I am. And I want to put, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I don't want to be disrespectful to the Finland fans. 5-0. And this is just my personal opinion. I feel confident that Canada is not going to give up 6 to the Finns. I feel confident that they will get the W in this. May not end up 5-0. You know, it could be 5-2, 5-3, heck, maybe even 5-4. Who knows? But I just feel confident Canada's going to get the W. I don't think that's a stretch. So, you know, if we start to look forward as shot is blocked down from the point, player broke their stick. That was Holmes, who has a goal on that preposterous cannon he let loose early in the first period. Play comes to an end. It should be a, you know, pick your favorite English adjective. You know, barn burner, electric, right? That's just going to be a heck of a game, man. As will the Czech Republic and the United States, a rematch of the round robin game where Czech Republic, you know, just handled their business against the United States 6-0. So I'm going to go ahead and hydrate up. We'll be back in 10 for the start of the third. Canada up 5-0.
6 Dura riparcheggiare.
Yeah, but I gotta walk to my hotel on the train.
Really, it's like up there or like.
I can't say it, but when they are
Oh yeah.
it's nice, really nice.
Right, you walk past the church, right?
We had the little white church. Yeah, and all the chickens and the goats and the cows. Yeah. There's a
In casa centrale della mossa.
there. And there's a mini golf place too. Oh, what's that? Yeah, not enough.
Lass deinen Traum wahr werden. Wird zum Profi. ochsnerhockey.ch
And we are back for third period action. Canada still leading 5-0 over Team Finland. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Chris Bakanowitz. Happy to have you with us here. All the fans back home in Canada, appreciate you joining us. Anybody from Finland, appreciate you joining us as well. Obviously, your team in a big hole here. Got to try and find some way to get momentum. Figure out a way to get a ball into the back of the twine against Christian Lanton, who's pitching a shutout right now. Shot was blocked by Finland. Taken along the boards by Milano. Anderson now wheeling and dealing down low. Centering attempt. Backhander right to the back of the net. Just a great play by Anderson. Finland with no answer. For that goal, go to number 21, Andrew Jegg. I know Mr. Jegg has a lot of fans back home in Canada watching. They messaged me on the ISBHF Facebook account. Want to say thank you so much for watching. And I hope you're celebrating right now. It's a heck of a play by him. It's not easy to body a man off the ball and then backhand. Quick pass like that to the back of the net. You see here, Jegg just put his stick in the right position, in between the defender and the netminder, and just nothing Finland can do. They gain the zone here, down deep. Lamoche giving chase for Canada. Picked up by Mitchell Byrne. Over to the captain, Milano.
Time 39-01. Goal scored by Team Canada. Scored by number 21, Andrew Jegg, assisted by number 11, Justin Milano, and assisted by number 19, Josh Anderson.
So Milano gets his third assist on the day, and also assisted by number 19, Anderson. 6-0 Canada. Running away with this one against Finland. Ball comes over to the near board, centered. Broken up by Finland. Good back check on the play there by Trevor Mainman. Sent up along the near boards to Laframboise. Got some space to work here, but he does not have numbers. Trying to find a trailer there down low. That was Mainman. Broken up by Finland. To the neutral zone. Dumped it in down deep. Picked up by Davidson for Canada. Back up along the far boards. Canada 3-on-3. Centering attempt. Shot. Good glove save. Vilhart Kuosamo keeping his head in the game. Hey, man, hats off to him. 6-0. He's still playing hard. Can't blame him. Takes a team to win, and it takes a team to lose. Finland trying to get some fresh legs out here. Centering attempt a little too hot to handle, and that'll end up as a flooring call with 11:51 remaining here in the final period of the last game of the day. Men's quarterfinal action. Number 1 seed Canada taking on the number 8 seed Finland. And Canada just taking care of business. Phrase made famous by the King, Elvis Presley. For those non-Americans listening to the broadcast, that was one of the things that Elvis used to say all the time. TCB, baby. Taking care of business. Canada breaks up the play in the neutral zone. Finland then returns the favor by breaking the play up. Gains the Canadian zone, dumped down deep. Given chase is Adam Volin. He lost that battle. It's out to Canada. Went back into the Finland zone. White with it. Ends up getting it poke checked away by the Finnish netminder. As Vidakoski has it, he has it swept away. Vidakoski corrals it back up. Trying to find somebody to dump it off to. Intercepted by Kelly. Take it back behind the net and reset here. Rifles it behind the net to Byrne. Back to White, and then all the way across the far boards. Canada's going to dump it up, try and hit Burkett. Gains the zone. Dumped in cross boards over to Anderson. Anderson centering attempt over to Kelly. Kelly fires it all the way around the boards. Burkett backhands it back to Anderson. Give and go with Burkett. Walks it in all alone. Good save again. Long shot smothered by Vilhart Kuosamo. He's done his best to try and keep his team inside striking distance of Canada here, but Canada just too much for Finland, it seems, to handle. Got to give a lot of credit to the Canadian coaching staff, just having their team fully prepared for this game. They came out hot, they started hot. Before you knew it, they were up 2-0, and it's just been all Canada. As Finland is trying to poke check that ball away, they're unable to. Taken in the neutral zone by Canada. Burkett intercepted. Off of a stick to a Finnish player there. Dumped the crossover to number 44, pardon me, for Finland, Risto Lindfors. Lindfors still battling hard down there, trying to find an outlet pass, get it somebody in front. Ball bounces up, now Canada here with a 2-on-1. Davidson gonna make something happen. Finland gets back, shot, good save. Rolls off the stick of Davidson. Picked up by Liadis. Liadis behind the net. Over to Lindfors. Now to Vitanen. R2 Vitanen, I should say. There is a Lauri Vitanen on Finland. Don't know if they are of relations. Nine minutes remaining here in the third period. Canada in command of this game, 6-0. Taken back by Dylan Churchwell. Headband up into the Canadian zone, intercepted by Finland. And they're just going to rifle it out of the zone. Look like they're trying to hit number 87, Tony Lampo. But Lampo unable to corral that. And we'll get a flooring call all the way back down deep. On the replay there, just good positional goaltending by Kusamo. Quick shot, save again. Finland up through the neutral zone. They gain the Canadian zone. Centering attempt back to the point by Piazzalo. Shot well wide. Down low, pad save Lanton, and then he smothers that one up for a whistle. As Finland will get fresh set of legs out there. Just to recap the scoring. Remy Laurencel from Lemons and Mylino, Jacob Holmes from Kelly and Mylino, Josh Laframbois from Raji, Josh Laframbois again from Mainman and Marshall, then Jean-Philippe Moncan unassisted. Lastly, Andrew Zeg from Mylino and Anderson. So Mylino, three assists on the game. The game in scoring. Christian Lanton, 11 saves. 11 shots. Vilhart Kuosamo, 15 saves on 21 shots. Canada comes away with it. Finland hustling back. Good nifty move there by number 42, Adam Bolin. Bolin still has it. Trying to stick handle through several people, can't. Canada gains the red line, chips it forward, intercepted by Finland, back to the red line, intercepted by Canada, shot on net, hit a foot, trickled in, and easily sticked aside. Finland will take possession with 7:15 remaining here in the third period. Long outlet pass into the neutral zone. Finland looking to gain the Canada line, they do. Trying to wheel and deal, broken up by Kelly. Shot trickles in on Lanton. He sticks that aside. Oh, there's a bad rebound, or pardon me, not rebound, bad outlet attempt as a Canadian player is down now. No call on the play. Long shot from the point, wide. Finland with some sustained zone time, but Canada breaks it up as several of their players head to the bench. Corralled up by Hans Mainalainen. And him down deep. Back down net. Now we're going to get a penalty on Canada here. I believe that's going to be a slash. It is. I think it's on Byrne, number 71. He heads off to the box. So 6:07 remaining here. Finland will go on the man advantage. Canada 6 minutes and 7 seconds away from advancing to the semifinals, where they will be guaranteed a chance to play for some hardware. The United States was the first to advance. They took care of business against Slovakia, the score of 7-3. Czech Republic came out and demolished Haiti 9-0, and then in the last game you just saw Switzerland. In an amazing game. Every game they've played has been electric here with the atmosphere. We're down 2-0 against a very talented Greece squad. Head coach Tibor Kapanik rallied the troops. They came back and ended up winning that game 3-2 to a raucous ovation from the Swiss fans in attendance. Finland now walk it up, try and gain the zone and get set up on their power play. gain the zone.
Penalty against number 71 of Team Canada.
Back to the point. Long shot in, deflected wide to the far boards, back behind the net. Up to the point. Taken by Niemanen. Niemanen, quarterback in this power play. Over to Piazzalo. Down low, over to Karppinen. Piazzalo. Gonna rotate positions there. Fakes the shot. It was a pass, deflected. Center attempt, went off of a foot. Finland tried to get it back to the point. A little too hot to handle. Less than a minute left in the man advantage as Canada gets some fresh legs out there. Back to the point, over to Adam Bolin. Bolin walking it in. It's a circle back. Canada in the diamond. Over to Piazzalo. Down low to Karppinen. Back to Vidakovsky. Over to Bolin. Long shot, easily patted aside. Lanton saw that the whole way. Still pitching a shutout. Vidakovsky has it. Shot, score, Finland. Finally get one past Lanton. Well, just like I said with the ones that the Canadians scored on Kusama, there's just nothing Lanton can do on that. Right? Can only move so quick laterally on these power plays, these world-class shooters. I believe that was Karppinen that's going to end up with the goal. 6-1, 4 minutes, 21 seconds remaining here. That's how long Canada has before they advance into the semifinals. Get to the assist here in just a moment. Canada looking to face the hometown Switzerland team tomorrow at 6 p.m. The second of these semifinal games. The first one will be Czech Republic versus the United States at 3:30 local time. For you American fans, we are 6 hours ahead. So that'll be 9:30 in the morning tomorrow. As a Finland player blows the tire back behind the net, his main man, walking it out in front with that huge reach he's got. Drops it back to the point, shot. Net comes dislodged. So the goal is Karppinen, anti-Karppinen, number 4. That's the goal, assisted by number 39, Valtteri Vidakovsky. Mainman with it along the boards, in that reach of his. Slips down, Finland potentially with a 3-on-2, but Mainman hustling back, prevents the 3-on-2. Oh yeah, that kid can throw. That kid. That guy can fly. 3:30 left here in the final period. Davidson has it up along the boards to Mainman. He's going to go off for a change. Finland fouls it up in the neutral zone. And we get a penalty here, I believe, for too many men on the floor. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on Canada. The captain, Justin Milino, I believe, is the guilty offender. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Let's see here on the replay. As they say in French, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So someone from Canada is going to have to serve that penalty. That'll be Lafrance-Bourreau. Took 2 years of French in high school, so I can count to 10. Wasn't just reading off of a script there. Finland down 6-1. Listen, obviously it's a tall order here, right? I mean, very confident they're not going to put 6 behind Lanton in the span of 3 minutes, 13 seconds. But hey, they got a power play, right? They still have another game to play. for seeding purposes. You always want to finish strong. So they have pulled their netminder as we get a hand pass. Is blown dead. Face off comes. Fraction should be against Finland, as the referees discuss.
Time 41-27. Team penalty against Team Canada, which is served by number 91, Josh Johnson for too many players remaining.
So the face-off comes back to center floor. Kasama goes back in the net. 5-on-4 for Finland. There's a minute 52 remaining on the man advantage. Uh-oh, breakdown by Canada, walking it along. Oh, what a save by Lanton. Well, I tell you, that guy just makes it look easy sometimes. Just stood tall in net. Didn't give the shooter anything to look at. Made a nice routine butterfly save. Finland pulls the netminder. 6-on-4 now. Back to Vidakovsky, over to the point. To Vintnen, long shot, deflected wide. Over to Vidakovsky. Make something happen here. Back to Volin, long shot, blocked down in front, loose. And Finland actually buries that. Hey, they make it 6-2, 2 minutes, 7 seconds left. So Lanton thought he had it. There's a couple of whacks at his gloves. I think that's what Canada was complaining about. As Marshall goes and talks to Lanton. Referee heading into the box now. I don't know if we're going to get a video review. I think we are. No, video review. Well, let's take a look at the replay. So there's the shot. Lanton, it's hard to tell from that angle. Maybe we'll see it from here. Did he have it in his glove? Should it have been blown dead? Oh. I mean, that's in slow motion, so if you look at that at real-time speed, I would say that ball was never in his glove. It looks like a good goal to me. Of course, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not a referee down there, right? I'm not part of the video review booth. But based on the speed at which I saw that happen, and having been around the game of hockey for many, many years, it looks like a good goal to me. There's the shot, right? So Lanton goes to glove it. He lifts his glove up, and that's when the ball comes loose. So, you know, if he didn't think he had the ball when he initially put his hand down on the floor and he raised it up, well then, unfortunately, that's on Mr. Christian Lanton. He'll be the first one to tell you that. He'll say, well, you know, it's my bad. I shouldn't have lifted my glove up off the floor. And when the Finnish player sees the goaltender lift his glove up off the floor, right, what's he supposed to do? Not whack at the ball? Of course he's going to whack at it. I mean, it could be 6-1, it could be 16-1. You're going to whack at the ball. It's a world championship. You want to, you know, score a goal, give your team some momentum, you know, irrespective of the score. I'm still looking at it here. I think they've made a decision. Referee's starting to buckle up his chin strap here. That's always a good sign. Means the referee's ready to start taking care of some business, Elvis Presley style. No? Well, don't I look like the fool yet again? No goal. So they're going to say that the play was blown dead because Lanton had the ball covered. Faceoff comes out to neutral zone. 1:04 still left on the man advantage. Finland back on the power play. Trying to walk it in here. They do. Center attempt. Unfortunately, nobody there to receive it from Adam Bolin. Long shot from the point. I'll tell you, you heard that one up here all the way in the bird box as Canada gets an empty net goal. Make it 7-1. I believe that Noah Lemos is going to get credit for that. I mean, that's going to do it. I feel like it was going to do it when it was 5-0 Canada. I just didn't get the sense that Finland had it in them to, you know, tie this up. But it's 7-1. There's a minute and 57 seconds left here. Let's just be honest with each other. Canada's going to win this game. See who they credit the goal to. So Finland gains the zone, and they're still going to play hard. Lampy at the point, calling it for it. Wants it back, gets it back. Takes a shot, takes a shot, takes a shot. And there's a shot, goes off of a leg and wide. Canada gets the clear. It's going to do it on the power play. There's 5 seconds left here. Finland gains the zone. Canadian player comes back out onto the floor. Shot goes high off the glass. Canada has killed the power play in addition to getting the empty net goal. As Canada tries to get a breakaway here, comes Kelly. Well, it's 7-1. You know, it's a world championship. I mean, what's the guy supposed to do, right? Give up the ball. Obviously, they're going to win the game, but, you know, you work your whole life to get to this level. You don't get many breakaways in world championships, and you are going to act like a hockey player, make a move there. So for those of you who are saying, well, that's bad sportsmanship, listen. You make it to a world championship, you try holding yourself off from taking a breakaway. I don't care what the score is.
Go straight, go straight.
Shot by number 23, Caden Maher, went over the net. Canada shot, good save there as time expires. That'll do it as Canada heads over to congratulate Christian Lanton. Final score 7-1. Canada advances to the semifinals. They are guaranteed a chance to come home with some hardware. They will play for either the gold or the bronze medal. Finland, unfortunately for them, just didn't have it tonight. It wasn't for lack of effort. They certainly ran hard, they played hard, they just ran up into a juggernaut with Canada. I mean, listen, they're the defending champions, right? And as you heard me say before, you know, with Flair, to be the man, you got to beat the man. It's tough to beat the defending champ, it just is. So the players will line up at neutral floor here for the Player of the Game awards. I will hang around in spite of the damage being done to my vocal cords with every echo that you hear in this microphone. Because Player of the Game is important. It's more important than my vocal cords. And while we wait for Player of the Game awards, go ahead and recap tomorrow. So with Canada's win here, they will play Switzerland at 6 p.m. And then the first game of the day, first men's semifinal game of the day, I'm sorry, will be Czech Republic versus United States in a rematch of the round robin. So for Finland, best player of the game, number 18, Juho Kangas. Hey, congratulations to that guy. He's been playing hard all tournament. You know, so I don't care if you lose 7-1 or 70-1. You win a Player of the Game award, you earned it. It's chosen by the coaches. They know who played well. And for Canada, hey, look at that. My good buddy Jean-Philippe Mocan, otherwise known as the ball hockey dude, played his heart out today. Had an assist and a goal. Congratulations to JP. And again, if you're on Instagram, follow the guy if you want to learn how to get better at ball hockey. Just follow him in general, right? It's not going to hurt you to give a guy a follow. He's doing good things for the sport. Help the sport out, right? People that try and promote it, tell everybody that. All right, so that's going to do it for me. Please be sure to join us tomorrow. We have another jam-packed day of action. 6 games starting off with the B Division semifinals. You'll have Great Britain taking on Lebanon at 8 a.m. 10:30, you'll see Italy versus Portugal. Then we will have the women's bronze medal game, which will be Slovakia taking on Canada. After that, you will have Czech Republic and the United States in the men's semifinal. For that, you will have Canada against Switzerland in the second men's semifinal. The closing game of the day will be the women's gold medal game. The United States taking on the Czech Republic. Signing off here from Lanza Arena, I've been your play-by-play announcer, Chris Pekanowicz. Thanks again, everybody back home, for joining us. Hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. We'll see you tomorrow.